All right, excellent. Thank you so much for that intro. And guys, wow, I've got to tell you, we have a record number of people on this event, this training that we're about to start right now. I'm super proud of everybody, watching people from all over the country tune in to this record-breaking training we're going to do this evening, guys. I don't think I've ever been so excited about launching a product than I am with this one that we're going to go through tonight. I've launched dozens and probably almost 100 products in my career over 20 years in this industry, guys, and this one takes the cake. It really does. This employee retention credit program is absolutely mind-blowing, and guess what? We're here to blow your minds tonight with the information that we have for you. So to kick it off, it is my honor and privilege to introduce a lady that you've all heard of, a lady that you love, our VP of Business Development, Ms. Tammy Stroud. Again, like I always say, she's the one driving us behind the scenes, opening up new markets, introducing new programs and services for us to make Viv the most valuable company in this industry. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our VP of Business Development, Ms. Tammy Stroud.
Hey guys, good evening. Joining you again, live from Dallas this time. No big conference, but nonetheless, super excited, like Nick mentioned, to introduce this product to you. Huge opportunity for our clients, huge opportunity for us as a company. We're going to deep dive into the product itself, some of the features, how it works, how to get this explained reasonably to your clients and teams, and then we'll take some questions at the end. So please hold those questions. Let us know if there's anything that we can do to make this product easier for you to tout. We are super excited about it. Okay, so the deep dive is going to start really on just explaining what the program is. I know a lot of you are pretty versed in this. It's something that I became really familiar with as we started to launch, as we got ready to get this moving with the field, but also just in passing over the last few years with the CARES Act and everything that's been done to try to help and encourage businesses that might have struggled with the pandemic. So the Employee Retention Tax Credit is a program, the government program through the CARES Act for eligible businesses who maintained their employees during the coronavirus pandemic. So although the program's called a credit, we want to be very clear. The payouts are really refunds. It's a refund to the company of that employee's or a portion of that employee's payroll taxes that were paid for specific quarters during the pandemic. And so the customer does receive a payment directly from the government if eligible once the paperwork is filed. The eligible businesses receive up to $26,000 per W-2 employee in refunds for the fees that were associated with that business, their payroll taxes. So significant amount of money to put back in the pockets of our business owners. So as mentioned, the refund is up to $26,000 per employee, per W-2 employee. Companies who may not have previously been eligible for this benefit may be eligible now due to changes in the guidelines. And we'll discuss that a little more here shortly. But just keep in mind, just because a company may not have qualified in the past or have been told by another tax specialist or auditor that they don't qualify, doesn't mean that that's still necessarily true. So, as usual, it does not cost our customers anything to get us those documents, get us that information, and let our specialists and our subject matter experts make that evaluation for them. We partnered with a very highly skilled employee retention credit team of auditors, specialists who work directly with that customer to ensure the highest available refund to each one. So they're working very hard to make sure that the customers meet qualifications and receive that refund in a timely manner. So one of the biggest questions really is, how do we know what qualifies that customer for the refund, for that credit? So first and foremost, any business that was established after February of 2020, when the pandemic really kind of kicked into gear, that company is going to automatically qualify. So keep that in mind, established on or after that pandemic break there, February 2020. But so many that were established prior to the pandemic that survived it, that kept their employees active, are also going to qualify for this refund. The refunds are only provided to W-2 employees, so not consultants. Unfortunately, Anyone that would have been on payroll and that the company would have covered payroll taxes for is going to be eligible for this. And all necessary documents are going to be requested directly from our commercial team during the process of enrollment. So, you know, don't get hung up on the specifics of how that company may qualify or try to do that qualification yourself. We've got this fantastic team of specialists that have done a really great job of not only taking a look through the documents, making sure that the company qualifies, but even in the past, as I've mentioned, if they do not qualify or have been told that they did not, our specialists can work with them in some good ways to try to find a way to get them that credit back in their pocket for surviving that pandemic and keeping their people moving, which is the point of the refund. So all about the money, which is what we want to know. Like all of our savings products, these customers don't have any type of fee to get started. We work on a contingency basis. Our partner works on a contingency basis to make sure that only once the customer has that refund check in their hand directly from the federal government, do we charge the fee associated with us doing this work and getting them qualified, filing their tax documents. If they are not eligible and we discover that at any point in the process, they will not be charged a penny. So again, if they've been told in the past that they don't qualify, let's get those documents, let's get their information and get our specialists and our internal team working with them to gather those documents so that we can make a final determination for them. And if we find the same results, again, no harm, no charge to the customer. We as a company charge a percentage of their overall refund is how we end up getting compensated and how we compensate you. That contract is about 30%. The customers due ERC is what they will receive on an agreement for us to pay down. So 30%, again, keep that number in mind. Very, very competitive. Most groups doing this, you know, it's professional tax auditors. A lot of legal teams are doing this for significantly higher percentages of that ERC refund. So what's good to know? Our commercial team's handling the coordination of those lead submissions and all of the collection of the documents. So you do not have to stress yourself with knowing, memorizing, understanding exactly what documents are required, or even understanding and knowing the details of what qualifies the customer at that tax level. Let our team handle that for you. If you've got the business owners who are interested, who have not already received that credit, let's get that information over on that commercial lead form. We'll talk through that a little bit more shortly, but get that info over and let our team walk them through that. Make sure they get the information. That information that we take internally, we coordinate, making sure that that customer has all of the required documentation. And then we get the information securely over to our partner, the team that has the tax audit specialists on hand for them to qualify the customer and then to process the request to move forward with evaluating the total refund, getting that information to the customer to sign off on, and then of course, filing those documents for the IRS so that they can receive their refund check. Any inquiries about the tax-related specifics for that product are filtered through our ERC specialists. So internally, our commercial team's very versed and knowledgeable on what's required there, what the qualifications are and what we need. But then of course we have our partners and they're of course doing this every single day, actually touching and managing these documents and the filings. And so we make sure to get quick answers and make sure these customers get taken care of very, very quickly. Okay, Nick, you want to jump in here with me and let's talk a little bit more about this ERC, how to make it happen, how to put this thing into movement, get the field moving on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a great job of explaining the process, how it works, and what ERC really is, right? When I first heard this, I really didn't understand what it was, how it worked, but it's really simple, guys. And I think you got the gist from Tammy that all your job is to do is submit the lead. Let our specialists qualify them. Let our specialists handle all the heavy lifting. I mean, all you've got to do is what we like to say in this industry is peek and pass, right? And so you don't have to be a tax pro, right? I'm not a tax pro, but I've already submitted an ERC lead, right? And I didn't do anything. I was like, hey, bro, give me your stuff. I submitted it. He submitted it, filled out the form, and that's it. That's all he did. And so you've got to use the resources that we have here in Viv to promote the service, with your new and existing business contacts. This can be promoted to people that you know that own businesses that were in operation during the pandemic. In addition, you're always going to meet new people as well. And that's the key here, is the fact that we're in network marketing, guys. We're not in not work marketing, right? So you got to always meet new people, go out. If you go to a restaurant, you see the owner, go talk to him, go introduce yourself, the owner of a store, a convenience store, whatever, network with people, get to know them, and then talk about the good that we can provide them through Viv. So leverage our peak and pass method by piquing their interest and then simply submitting the lead. Pass the ball, right? You guys have heard me say that. If you've been working with me for a while, you've heard me say, pass the ball, pass it to the expert, right? And so that's what this is all about. So what are our resources? Well, the resources are very simple, guys. It's the same system that you're all used to using. We've incorporated everything for ERC into what you're already used to using. So you can share a simple informational video from your outreach app, right? In the resources section, there's a video, a quick 3-minute video on what ERC is and how it would benefit that company. It's a great video to send out, very simple, very short, and it's trackable. If you send this link through your outreach powered by Rapid Funnel app, you're going to know if that business owner watched the video, how much of it they watched, and it'll alert you when they finish watching it. It'll say, hey, Tammy, the so-and-so just finished watching the video. You should probably follow up. If we can't hand this to you on a bigger silver platter, I don't know what you need, guys. I mean, this is absolutely incredible, right? So the next step would be to send them the consultation form, okay? The commercial consultation request form. There's 2 ways to do this. Number 1, you can also access this from your outreach app, right? And that's obviously trackable as well. So you'll know when they click on it and when they start filling it out. It's really, really cool. The second way is you can have them submit a form is through your personal Viv website, which would be, let's say, tammy.justviv.com. Whatever web alias you chose when you signed up as a Viv consultant, that's your replicated site. It's simple to get to. All you do is hover over. You can kind of see it in the picture here on the screen. If you got a magnifying glass, so you can see it even better. But you can hover over products, and then you go down to for business, and it's very simple. Click on consultation request form, and that's it. Just send them the link, send them your replicated website, and say click on products for business and consultation request form. So again, guys, this is the same system that you're used to using. It's just another tool in your toolbox. So again, when you go to the consultation request form, you want to make sure that all the information is filled out properly. Just go over it with them, make sure they enter the information properly, name, address, contact information, all that stuff, okay? And then they're going to scroll down to where they see all those boxes to check at the bottom of the screen there, okay? Now, if I were you, I'd have them check all the boxes. Why? Because we can help them in many different ways to save money, go back and do an audit on them for the last 3 years, catch them up, then take care of them from this point forward with bill negotiation, right? Switch their energy, save them money on electricity, natural gas, possibly even community solar in certain markets. And then finally click on employee retention credit, okay? Credit audit. Make sure they click that box, and the specialist will know exactly what to do with that lead. All right, so Tammy, why don't you go over this one, and I'll chime in at the end and add some things.
Yeah, sure. I see some questions coming through already on some of this, but really once you've got the customer interested and they've let you know either that they were not aware that there is such a thing as this retention credit, or they've been told in the past that they didn't qualify, or they started the process but didn't complete for whatever reason, get that customer's interest. And then either you or that customer can submit that lead form and that consultation request where Nick just showed you, they're in products, commercial products, get that form. The form's available on your personal website, as he mentioned, or there in the products section. So get that filled out, get the customer's information, very simple, basic information there, check ERC, then we know what to do with it. As soon as we get that form, get that information from the customer, you're going to receive a confirmation that lead was submitted and that we've received it and that we're moving forward with it with the commercial specialist. And so you'll get that. We're going to send them an outline email of all the ways that we can help save them money. right? We're not going to limit that first reach out to just discussing the ERC product. We're going to make sure they're aware of our other products, attempt the upsell for you, get that information in their hands. That customer really needs to reply to that email and let us know, hey, yeah, I see this. I'm aware that my information was submitted. I'm ready to move forward with this or other products so that we can continue that process. And we will reach out multiple times. Once your lead gets our required information checklist, which is the next step, and a secure link where they can upload the documents necessary in that checklist, it's up to them. So it's in their hands. We're going to continue to follow up, but at that point, they will have a secure folder for them to upload their tax documents. They're going to get a checklist of those documents. And to the point of the questions, we'll go over what those are high level here shortly. Once the customer has all of that information gathered, drag dropped into that folder, no problem. Within about 10 business days of us receiving all of the required documents, our specialists are going to have that lead qualified. They're going to have a report put together of how much that customer qualifies for as far as the refund is. And they're going to have that report all put together and put back in that customer secure folder for them to access. Please allow that 10-day window from the day that all final documents are uploaded so the specialist can get in and prepare the tax documents to evaluate that lead. They're going to share that report with the customer. The customer is going to go review the report. Wow, hey, look at all this free money I'm about to get. Fantastic. Sure, give their final approval to us. And once that's done, our specialists actually file those tax documents for them. It's a refiling and amendment of some of their tax information that happens at that point instantly. And then within about 180 days, government timeline, right? They send that information and that money directly to your client. It's typically somewhere between 1 and 5 checks, depending on how many quarters that customer qualified for a refund from. But it all comes to the customer within 1 or 2 days. They have that information. We then charge the customer our fee, so they're never out of pocket. And then you get paid. So very, very simple and not much work at all, guys, on your part. Just, pique that interest and get us the lead over.
Yeah, and guys, that was perfect explanation, Tammy. Thank you for that. And here's the thing, guys. I just want to do a quick recap. So very simple. You get them to fill out the consultation form and submit it, right? Then you're going to get an email acknowledging that the lead was submitted, right? That our our commercial specialist, that's hard to say, received the lead. Okay. Then the lead is going to get an email, all right, which is going to contain the outline of everything we do. They got to reply to that email. So give them a heads up. Hey, you're going to receive an email that we got your lead submitted. You've got to reply to the email saying, yep, I'm ready to move forward. Let's do this. And the reason we do that, guys, and I just want to throw this in here, is for compliance purposes. We want to prevent something called slamming. Okay. Some of you that have been in the industry might know what slamming is. Well, slamming is when a customer gets signed up without their consent. So you can't go through the phone book, the yellow pages, or what's the business one, the white pages. I don't know, one of those. You can't go through that and start writing down businesses and contact information and submitting those leads. Okay. They've got to be real, genuine leads of business owners that agreed that they want to be put in this program. All right. And the program of everything we do. And so that's why we wait to send them step number 3, the secure folder for them to upload their documents, because we need that confirmation from the business owner or the decision maker, whoever it is, that they want to proceed forward. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I hope it's very simple, but make sure your lead is prepped to know to look for that email right away. Okay, within a few hours of submitting their lead. Okay, I would say probably within the same day, or if it's in the evening, probably early next day. Okay, so look for that email. And then again, don't start bugging, our commercial specialists or me or Tammy. Let that 10 days go. Let the auditors do their job, and they're going to get back in contact with the business owner and let them know what the result is. Let them know there's paperwork and the documents are being submitted to the IRS. And then again, you've got to wait that 180 days. We're going to pay you up front for that lead. We'll get to that in a second. But then you've got to wait that 180 days, which we'll talk about soon, for the government to finally kick in and send their checks out. And then everybody's happy. Business gets paid, you get paid, you get your points, Viv gets paid, everybody's happy at that point. Okay. All right. Anything else on that, Tammy?
Nope. Great summary.
All right, thank you. What do we got next? Oh, here's the good part. Who's ready to know about commissions? Man, if I was in the field, I'd be falling out of my chair right now, guys. This is exciting stuff. Okay, let's talk about the ERC commission. Who's excited about the ERC commissions? We're going to get a little network marketing here. Give me some ones in the chat. If you're on Zoom with us, guys, we've got tons of people on this Zoom right now. Okay, we've got over 100 people on the Zoom. We've got tons of people watching on Facebook. I see the love coming through on Facebook here too. I got my phone here, got my big screen over here. Look at this excitement. All right, let's talk about the money, ladies and gentlemen. This is super, super exciting stuff. Like I said, if I was in the field, I would get your notebook out. That's all I got to say. Get your notebook or start taking screenshots of this. And by the way, we are going to have these slides that we're going over right now available for you in your back office right after this. Okay, so that'll be available for you to use in the field for yourself, education, for your team, to be able to use right away after. So let's get through this and get you guys even more excited to get out there and get some leads submitted. So a couple things. Number one, we've got excellent upfront earning potential. We're gonna give you guys money upfront just for submitting a lead. How awesome is that? Then you're gonna get ongoing points and residuals, because what do points equal? Residuals. Points equal your residual weekly residual pay, your predictable weekly pay. So these points, guys, are going to be ongoing for you for that one-time lead generation. Okay, you're going to get points that last a long time. We're going to go over that in a second. And then finally, and again, like we always say in Viv, the more they save, the more you earn. I love that, because that is a win-win if I've ever heard one in my life. So let's go over the numbers. Get ready, write it down, take a screenshot, take a picture. Make sure you get my face in there too, guys, because I am excited as well. But upfront bonuses are as follows. So just for submitting a qualified lead, okay, meaning the auditors have come back, accepted all the paperwork, and it's been sent to the IRS. That makes it qualified, okay? So approximately 7 to 10-ish days, okay? That lead will get qualified. What happens when the lead gets qualified? You, as the referring consultant, get a $250 check just for submitting a lead, just for getting another human to fill out a simple, literally 2-minute form. We're going to pay you $250 right up front for that. And we're also going to throw in, for you team builders, we're going to throw in $75 to the power team for just submitting that qualified lead. Okay. Now let's talk about the bigger money, the longer term money, the more awesome money. Okay. Now what happens? Then it's going to get into the government's hands. Okay. The government doesn't work that quick, as we all are very aware of, okay, extremely aware of. So within 180 days, okay, hopefully shorter, but within 180 days, that business is going to get funded by the government. Like Tammy said, it's going to come in a series of checks. And then you, as the enrolling consultant, get ready for this, are going to receive up to $1,100 per, not business, per employee of that business. Okay, guys, if this is the first thing you're hearing about this, I would be falling out of my chair. I know we've gone over this with the leaders before, but that is honestly, and the reason this slide says this in the bottom left of the slide, these are some of the biggest single sale commissions ever seen in our industry. And ladies and gentlemen, this isn't even a sale. This is you are probably the biggest paid lead generator I've ever heard of, right? Because that's all you're doing. You're not even selling them. You're just getting them to fill out a quick form and submit it. And that's it. Pass the ball. Okay. Don't sit there and have hours of conversation with them. You don't need to. It's not your job. Your job is to get that lead submitted through the commercial consultation request form. Okay. So up to $1,100 in your pocket per employee. And then we're also going to throw in up to $300 per employee to the power team. That is unheard of, guys. Okay. In my over 2 decades in this industry, I've never, ever seen anything like this with such a simple process. Yeah, there's high paid stuff you can sell, like medical equipment. Okay. That's the only thing I can think of that pays out massive commissions like this. You don't have to do that here. Okay. You're not selling brain surgery machines. I don't even know what they're called, right? You are getting your friend, your business owner friend, to fill out a simple form, and you're going to make that kind of money. Okay. In addition to the cash that you're going to earn, we're also going to throw in points. So we're going to give you 5 points per qualified lead. So that's going to come right up front with that 250. Okay. And then we're also going to give you on the back end, once that business gets funded and you get paid $1,100 per employee, we're going to give you 25 points per business. Okay. So the 5 points are going to last 12 months and the 25 points are going to last 2 years. Talk about long-term residual, guys. That is unbelievable. Okay. Unbelievable. Such upfront money. Okay. We got to thank Mr. Tom Schmidt for this one, because I mean, when we were going over the numbers for this, and we were mind blown ourselves that we were able to do this for you guys. Okay. So give Tom Schmidt, our CEO, a big thanks in the chat, guys, because we wouldn't be here without that gentleman. I feel like we're really, really lucky to have him here. So this is absolutely incredible, guys. So let's give an example right now. Okay. Let's give a quick example. So what if you what if your friend or an acquaintance owned, I would consider this a small business with 10 employees. Okay. 10 employees. Okay. You have them submit that lead. They would receive up to $26,000 per employee. Guys, that is up to $260,000 for that business. Okay. You as the referring consultant would receive up to $11,000 simply for having your buddy Joe that owns a business with 10 employees, W-2, to submit a simple form online. Okay. That is crazy. In addition, we're going to throw $3,000, for this example, $3,000 into the power team. Okay. So if you're a team builder, you've got people on your team going out and making this happen, you are going to get paid like I've never seen before in this industry. Okay. So this is super, super exciting stuff, guys. I hope that helped. So what I want to do is I want to bring Tammy back up. And what we can do now, guys, is if there's any questions. Oh, look at that. Everybody loves Tom. That's pretty cool. So I want to see if anybody has any questions about anything. I think we addressed, I would say 95 to 98% of the questions that we've been getting from the field as of this point. Let me see here.
So I see a question on what documents are required. So keep in mind, we're not asking you to gather those documents. Our specialists, our internal team will gather those documents securely from that customer, get them securely to our partner. The documents that are required are mostly tax forms, right? Tax documents. It includes a profit and loss statement that covers the quarters in question, 941 quarterly statements for each of the quarters from 2020 and 2021. And then there are a few other forms that would be required depending on the company and the company status. So those forms could include PPP loan records, right? If they got a payroll protection program loan, they're going to need payroll detail for the period, that covers the refund. From, I believe it's January 19 through September 2021. We explain all of this to each customer with a checklist, a very clear checklist. We've got samples of these reports that are required from them. They can request that from their payroll specialists or their accountants, get that securely over to us. And so we're happy to provide, a pretty simple list for your knowledge, but otherwise we pass that all on to your customers. You guys don't have to memorize any of this.
So thank you for that, Tammy. There's a question I saw up here. Is this from Jeff? This is the first time hearing about this. Well, congratulations, Jeff, for being here. Is this nationwide roll right away? Yes, it is nationwide right away. As long as they're an American tax-paying business with W-2 employees, yes, you can get them submitted.
Yeah. So another question is, at what point is our customer locked in and cannot back out? We are going to move forward with factoring this information from the customer as soon as we receive their signed authorization, which we pass securely to them. We get that signed. Once they provide those documents to us and they're uploaded, our specialists are on it. They're putting this information together and moving forward. So I would say at that point, when we have all required documents from that customer, including the agreement, we are locked in and moving this forward.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Kevin just said it best, right? Don't get involved with the tax stuff. Just peek and pass, guys. If I was in the field right now, I wouldn't want to know anything about what that my friend had to submit to get this done. I would just go to them screaming and yelling and saying, fill out this form right now. What's it about? I don't know. It's called the ERC. Just fill it out. You might get a ton of money back. Fill it out. No risk. Do it right now. Trust me. That's it. That would be how I would talk to businesses. In fact, I already did that with a buddy of mine. I was like, I'm the VP of this company, and I didn't even explain to him anything. I was like, dude, you've got to do this right now. Here's the link. Fill it out. Get your stuff submitted. And he did. It's that simple. So don't get caught up in the technicalities. Unless you're submitting your own business, don't worry about their business. I just came up with that. I think that was pretty good. It just popped in my head. Unless you're submitting your business, don't worry about their business. That's their paperwork. That's their details. Don't ask for their financials. Don't ask for their tax statement. Don't collect any documents. Just get them to submit the commercial consultation request form online through your link and let our specialists take care of it, guys. Okay? It's that simple. All right. Excellent. Any other questions you see there, Tammy?
Yeah, I see a few. So John's asking, hi, John, is there a maximum dollar amount that a company can get if they received a PPP loan? Again, it just depends. It's going to depend on a lot of things, meaning their healthcare statements might come into play there. We're able to, the specialists can get that in depth, right? They can start claiming refunds for money that was spent on healthcare. They can do some very creative things. Our specialists have been able to factor in the inflation and cost of living adjustments based on the consumer price index in order to get these customers to meet the requirements where they otherwise would not have seen a qualification. So that's just one of the many ways that we're providing really extra value to these customers and really trying to get every single one of these across the threshold.
Okay, great. And one question I think we should address real quick is this available to all size businesses? So I do know there's a minimum of 2 W employees, right, Tammy? And
yeah, I believe it cannot be a single member LLC. So right. An owner can't qualify. And so as long as they have at least one other employee, then yes. Okay, great. Perfect. And then how about on the big end? So that is for 2020, the number was up to 100 employees. And then for 2021, they changed it to up to 500 employees. So keep in mind that can change some depending on, large companies that might have, in total more than 500 employees, but it's a lot of smaller individual offices. It's going to depend on how they file their taxes. So don't chalk that up as a loss. Let's take a look and see how they do get their taxes filed. If it's filed as individual offices on that level, then it would qualify. So don't automatically disclaim any or shut any out based on size.
Okay, great. All right. Any last questions? If not, then I am going to get on. Oh, there's a good one. Do nonprofit organizations qualify?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't see why not. They have W-2 employees. They would qualify.
That's right.
I did know the answer to that.
Very good.
When does this program expire?
So that is a great question. There is a date that we have to get these in. Let me call it. I don't know if Tom is in a position to answer, but I believe Tom knew the answer to that. I can't recall. I know that it is finite.
You're asking when does it expire?
Yes.
I knew the deadline. I don't remember. It's like a year and 8 months from now. Something on that order.
Yeah, it is finite.
A year.
Yeah, so we got a little less than 2 years to run with this, guys.
Jock says it's 3 years.
Well, let's ask. So we have a member of the team of our outsourced team that's handling this on the ERC, the tax specialist side. Vince, if you're available to answer the question, that would be very helpful. Okay, let's just take that one and we'll get that information distributed. But I believe that Tom's answer sounds, it was running a year and a half to a year and 9 months. We'll double check that.
Tammy, can you hear me now?
I can hear
Sorry
you.
about that. Yeah,
Hey.
sorry about that. Yeah, so it's going to start eating away at the refund come January of 2024. And once we're in 24, each quarter that passes is another quarter that's going to be lost forever. So we have 3 years from 2020 to get that full refund for them.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
That's the official answer, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. All right, thank you for that, sir. Okay, I think we're good. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I appreciate you for hopping on. I'm just going to share with you the exciting events that we have going on the rest of this week. So before I do that, I want you all to give a big thanks to Miss Tammy Stroud for all the work that she's put into this program. You know, creating just a ton of, I'm not even going to go into what she's been doing, but let's give her a big thank you for everything that she's done and coming on here and speaking with each and every one of you tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tammy.